most likely, unless I reference it, this is probably the last time on this podcast that I will talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League, because it seems as if I talk about this shit every fucking week. But as we lead up to this movie that does come out this Thursday in 2 days, or a day and a half, just more and more news keeps on coming out. All kinds of stuff continues to just surface about this movie, and we just can't get away from it. It's a huge deal. It's a big thing. I'm looking forward to it. It seems like a whole lot of people are. But what we're going to talk about here is probably a little bit, I don't know if it's sad, but some downer news for those that are really looking forward to or really into the Zack Snyder'S, I think is what they're calling it now, the Snyder'S. But either way, whatever they're calling it, this is going to be it, because Zack Snyder's Justice League sequels that they talked about, and apparently after last week's show, they started saying, hey, they actually might do them if Zack Snyder's Justice League is done or comes off, if it's a success, they may actually go forward with those sequels. There were apparently some talks about that. But alas, that's not happening, because Zack Snyder's Justice League sequels are not happening. The story goes as this. Zack Snyder confirmed that Justice League will be the last movie he makes in the DC film universe, effectively shutting down the idea behind the growing #Restore the Snyderverse campaign. See, they tried to get another Snyder Cut thing going. Apparently it was actually going, but he's putting the kibosh on all that right now. In his words, they are 100% moving away, he said. They consider the theatrical cut of Justice League as canon. The Times reported and asked him why the end of the movie, or why end the movie on a cliffhanger at all if he didn't intend to follow up the story. And I was wondering that too. I haven't seen the movie yet. I am like one of the only people on YouTube who didn't get a preview screener of the damn movie. So a little bit humbling, admittedly. But I haven't seen it yet. I got to wait with everybody else until Thursday or late Wednesday night and watch this 4-hour epic. But I'm hearing good things, but I have heard that it does leave it off on a cliffhanger for the second movie. And that's when that whole Joker thing comes into play, apparently, that the only thing that they actually filmed 100% new. When they asked him that, he said, I added it because this was going to be the last movie I make for the DCU. And to have this entire cinematic universe without Batman and Joker meeting up just felt weird. The ask was for my version of the movie. I get that. And I mean, I guess I can't really say that leaving it on that cliffhanger. I don't know how the original version was going to end, but seeing as how they did film that, I don't think that this is actually his 100% his original version of it. He clearly had I think this is going to be mostly his original vision of the movie. But that part clearly was not in the original version because they just shot it here this past year sometime. The upcoming Flash movie will reportedly erase the Snyderverse. Yes, the Flash movie is still in the making, apparently. We're going to talk about that in a bit, too. It's going to erase the Snyderverse with a time travel plot that is intended to create a multiverse crisis, allowing Ben Affleck's Batman to exit and Michael Keaton's Batman to be reintroduced. The Flash will allow Warner Brothers to start from scratch, effectively ending Snyder's time in the DC film universe. You know, I gotta wonder. I know that the whole Flashpoint, I think that's what they call it, where the Flash goes and changes something and then like creates all these multiverses and stuff like that, or something along those lines. I don't know everything about it, but I know that that's a big thing in the DC universe. And I think that was, for a while at least, with this supposed Flash movie, they had been saying that they were going to do something like that. But I do got to wonder, are they doing that because of Snyder's, because the DCEU has been pretty much Zack Snyder's baby up until Justice League. I mean, even though he didn't direct like Wonder Woman or Aquaman, but he was a creative force behind it. He was the producer. That whole thing was all him. He was like the Kevin Feige of the DCEU up until he exited in 2016 or 17, whatever it was. So I gotta wonder, were they just kind of like, okay, we want to get rid of this guy and just kind of start anew and go a new direction, and that's why they're doing this Flashpoint thing. I don't know. The idea of the whole Flashpoint changing or time travel thing is neat. but I'm wondering what their motivation behind it is. I'm honestly just surprised they're still making a Flash movie. He also went, Zack Snyder also had to say, I'm trying to put together this movie called Horse Latitudes, a super micro budget movie that I'm going to go shoot with my buddies in South America, Snyder said of his upcoming project. He's also got an adaptation of Ayn Rand's, The Fountainhead on the back burner for when the U.S. is less divided as a country. I'd heard of that. That's actually a story that they were talking about, how he had been talking about wanting to make that movie, but I guess it has a lot of political overtones or undertones, one or the other. It deals with politics a lot, and he said that this just isn't the time right now to make that movie. I can respect that. I mean, that's cool. You know, if you're going to make a movie that is deep-rooted in politics, to make it right now, I think it's going to be compared to current politics. And him saying that he's not going to make that movie kind of, I feel like, says, you know, hey, that's not what this movie's about. Yeah, it deals with politics, but not today's politics. So I respect the fact that he's doing that. But I digress. Never mind. As far as like the Justice League sequels that did, I mean, they sounded kind of out there and crazy, some of them. I mean, like with the whole Lois Lane getting pregnant with Batman's kid and Superman going evil, kind of like a injustice kind of thing and all that, and like this love triangle between them. It all kind of sounded a bit weird, but I would have been game for it. It sounded very grand. The whole thing sounded just big, and I would have been down for that. But unfortunately, if that's something that you were looking forward to and you were hoping would be happening, it's unfortunately not going to be happening. So I hope you like the current DCEU, or I hope you are okay with them changing it. I don't know what direction they're going to go with it. Are they going to have like a Justice League sequel, but it's going to be a sequel to that 2017 movie that pretty much nobody liked? I don't know. It seems odd. But you know what? The Snyder Cut comes out in a few days, and if it just does gangbusters, I mean, if it is just, because it's getting really good reviews up to this point, early reviews, if it just is amazing and blows everybody away and they see money in it, that's the one thing I think that could definitely change it. So if there's money to be made there, you best believe that Warner Brothers will jump on that. They're not going to just let money go away. I think that they kind of want to get Zack Snyder out, and he might kind of be soured on the whole thing. He might be like, you know what, I did my thing. I'm done with it. At one point in my life, I wanted to do all that, but everything that's happened because of this whole situation, I'm just not really interested in doing any more DCU stuff. And I could understand that. The guy's been through a whole lot as far as this property goes. So, wishing the best, and who knows what's going to happen with DC now. Thanks for checking out this clip from the JarCast Movie Podcast. If you like this and want more, then check out the JarCast live stream every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central Time on the Jacob Anders Review YouTube channel, where you can also find movie reviews every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. You can also listen to the entire podcast on all major podcasting platforms such as Spotify, Google, and iTunes. So if you prefer audio, whichever one is your preferred, check it out there. Once again, I really appreciate it, and thanks for watching. And as always, stay sexy, YouTube.